Hello friends, how are you doing today? I'm doing very well, thank you. Today you don't get a wave apparently. Today you get me sipping a cup of coffee and putting it back, but there we go. Today is quite exciting. I have come to the end of my Hobonichi Techo Avec and I will be starting my new one for the second half of the year very soon. In fact, I've already started it as we speak. So the one on the right is the first half of the year, which goes from January to June. And then the blue one is the second half of the year, which goes from July to December. And this is actually the first year that I've ever done a Hobonichi. But I think that's really good that they split it into two halves, because you can see how thick the first book has become. And actually, when I switched them round from the thick one to the new one, I couldn't believe how chunky the one had got. But I'm really proud that I stuck to it. So what I'm doing right now is the last week or 2 weeks of my Hobonichi, I just hadn't really done anything in it. I've been busy doing some other art courses and other things, so I hadn't actually given much time to the Hobonichi. So what I've done is the course that I'm currently on, which I've mentioned a few times, is James Burke's Virtual Voyage. So some of the lessons and some of the extra activities I actually did in my Hobonichi, or I might have even planned them out as well. So a lot of them are just lessons from from Virtual Voyage, which is a little bit of a cheat really, because obviously you're supposed to put kind of what you got up to that day. Well, you're not supposed to, but it's almost like a diary or a journal. So this one was the little houses, which was so much fun to do, and I thought it was literally perfect for my Hobonichi. It took me quite a while to add all the little details of the houses. But I really like that, and that's one of my favourite things as well from Monsters Inc., because this is inspired by Monsters Inc., are the houses and the doors. I love doors. But yeah, so I just cut out little pieces of paper and stuck them on and added some details, and then I had some photos that I just wanted to put in my Hobonichi. It was from, I don't even know what day, it probably wasn't this day, the 17th or the 16th, but I just wanted to add those photos in. So I went through like my photo reel and saw some photos that I hadn't documented yet or hadn't put anywhere, so I printed some of those off. And this was a really nice day that we went and got some food in a little cafe and got a cake, and then we went for, this is me and my husband by the way, in case you don't know, and then we went and we went for a little walk in the mountains as well, and you can see that mountain behind us in that photo if you look carefully. So yeah, it was really a nice way to document photos. And I have a little Polaroid zip printer, and it can do like collages. So this was like a 4 picture collage, and then I cut it into 4. So the pictures are really, really tiny, and for that size too, they're not super detailed, but they really don't need to be because they're so small. It kind of, you get the idea. So that was that page done very quickly. And then this page was inspired by these stickers that I had on the left. I bought these stickers the other day from Daiso, and they're so cute, and they reminded me of Rune Naito, which is one of the artists that we're looking at on Virtual Voyage. So I wanted to draw these little deers, and then I thought I might as well just do a whole like Rune Naito page. So that's what I did. I added I didn't add a lot of detail, but I added some more detail to that little deer, and I added a little boo, and I'm using this gel pen. So like quite a while ago I was in the shop Itoya, which is a stationery store in Ginza in Tokyo, and they do have some more like around Japan, but I don't think they have very many stores, but this one in particular is huge. I'm sorry about the traffic. What is that? Oh my goodness. You would have thought Godzilla was about to attack my house just then. I don't know what that was. I'm sorry. Oh gosh, he's coming back. No, he's not. Anyway, as I was saying, I used the gel pen. It's called Moonlight by Sakura, and I only picked up one, and that is one of my biggest regrets because I love this gel pen. I just thought it looked cool and I picked it up, and now I wish that I had all of them. So that was that page. And then the page I just did before I was rudely interrupted by Godzilla was a little day that I had with my friends when I went to one of my students' houses, and one of my older students' houses, and she was so lovely, and she gave us amazing food, and we had like a whole like tea ceremony, like traditional Japanese tea ceremony. So if you want any matcha making, I'm your girl. I can do that now. I've been trained unofficially. And then this page is, of course, Boo and Sully, because just look at them. Oh my goodness, they're so cute. So I love this Boo, this little costume that Boo wears in the movie, and it's like too big for her, and she's like tripping all over the place. It's adorable. I love it. Actually, I haven't watched Monsters Inc. in so long. But I remember the first time I saw Monsters Inc. I went for my birthday to the cinema with my friends, and it was really funny because my mom and my grandma came too, because I think I was about 9 years old or something like that. But my grandma actually fell asleep, and my friends all thought it was like the funniest thing ever that my grandma fell asleep during Monsters Inc. So yeah. Oh, so here we are. We're on a new page, and we have Coco, which is another one of our inspirations for Virtual Voyage. And the one on the right, I don't know what happened. I think I just stopped my recording and forgot that I'd stopped it to like go and get a cup of tea or something. I don't know what I did. So the one on the right is not recorded, but the one on the left you can see is recorded. And we have Mama Imelda and Tia Rosita, which are two of my favourite characters. And I loved this. I really loved this. I wish this was in my actual journal, but no, of course, it's in my Hobonichi. It's not in my actual project. And then I have these little gems, which I bought to stick on my face as part of my costume for the weekend. And I thought, why not actually stick them on the faces of the actual drawings? And I love the way they look. I wasn't sure if it was going to look a bit tacky, but no, I actually love the way it looks. Oh, that's weird. I thought I finished this page, but I haven't, I guess. So I just did a title page for this one, which was Good Friends and Good Food, which is exactly what it was. It was just like a perfect day. I loved it so much. Okay, and another inspiration from the course was Inside Out. So I just got my Posca pens and very boldly and very bravely just started going in with them. Didn't outline anything, didn't plan this page at all. I just wanted to have some fun with the Posca pens. The pen that I'm using, this one right here, which I've used in quite a few of these spreads now, is the Kuretake. Let me look for it. Oh gosh, I should have had it in my hand already. Oh, here it is. Oh, it's rubbed off. Oh no. The name's rubbed off. But I'm pretty sure it was like the Kokoro or something like that. I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's a Zig Kuretake pen. It's water soluble as well, which I recently found out. And it has like a brush tip, but the brush tip is quite hard. So I got this design with like little deers on because it reminded me of Nara. If you've ever been to Nara in Japan, or you've ever thought about going to Nara, you should go. It's really cool. There's deer everywhere because they're sacred. And it has an amazing history, an amazing story, but I'm completely off track now. That was my Inside Out page. This video is going so fast, I can't even tell you what I'm using and what I'm doing. So and then this page again, I just decided to boldly go in with the pen and just draw out some characters. Now I really do owe this to James's courses, because I never would have had the guts to do this like a year ago. Just completely go in with pen and In fact, I used to have this boldness and confidence, but I lost it. Like, I used to have it when I was young, like a teenager. I'd always draw with biro. I'd never draw with pencil. And now as an adult, like, I just lost that, like, boldness. Like, I was too scared to just go straight in with pen. But look at this, like, these characters are just coming out of nowhere. I'm just drawing them with pen without really, like, planning it at all and trusting my own instinct, and, like, it's amazing. So I owe all that to James Burke, really. So thank you, James, if he ever happens to see this video. And then I decided to use some crayons. I always call them crayons, but what do we call them? Coloured pencils. To fill in the illustration. I didn't want to add any more water, like watercolours, because I'd already done quite heavy illustrations on the other side with the Posca pen and the other ones I'd done with watercolour as well. So I thought I'd keep it quite light and use pencil. But obviously you have to be quite careful, don't press too hard, because the paper in the Hobonichi is really thin, and it is something that you need to get used to, like working on this paper like that's this thin. But I really love pencil crayons on it, and the crayons I'm using are Holbein artist pencils. They're the only ones I really use. I have a few Derwent ones as well, but since I bought them, that's all I use. I have this little jar to the left of my hand there, and that's all that I have. So I recently bought some fluorescent ones, some what are they called, luminous Holbein ones, and I haven't really used those yet, so maybe I should use those. So I've drawn all the inspirations here, like Toy Story, Inside Out, Monsters Inc. and Coco. And then this last page, I actually got a little package from my mom and my grandma, and they wrote me a little note that came in the package, so I just wanted to add that in there as a little reminder. They actually sent me 2 books, which were like for inspiration, to like art books, so that was really, really lovely. And yeah, so, and then I also, because this was the last page, I wanted to write halfway 2021, because we are halfway through 2021, which is so hard to believe. So we have the mixed emotions, which is from Inside Out. We have this little city, monster city from Monsters Inc. And then we have just some random Runa Naito inspired drawings, and these 2 are also inspired by Runa Naito. And then we have Coco, which is an amazing movie if you've not seen it. Then we have the day that I had with my friends, which was actually on that day. And then a whole page inspired by Inside Out. Oh, and I forgot to say that unicorn, by the way. When my husband saw that picture of that unicorn, he said, that reminds me of somebody. He was like, I can't think who that reminds me of. I said, thank you. That's great to know that I'm like this troublesome unicorn, but he's really cute. I really love the rainbow unicorn. But it was because he had like donuts and coffee in his hand. I just love donuts and I love coffee, and he was like, oh, it reminds me of someone. I'm a little unicorn diva apparently. Anyway, this is my catch up complete today. A little close up of some of the things that I've done. I am also going to be uploading a flip through of the January to June, or should I not, or should I wait until the end of the year? No, I think I'll do it now, because otherwise it will be a really long video. So I'm also going to be uploading a flip through. I'll probably do that sometime this week. Yeah, it's so exciting. I am so happy that I've been able to stick to this. I've definitely left it some weeks, but then gone back and filled it in. And even if it's just a page like this, I find having the A6 is really good, the size A6, because it's such a small page. It doesn't take up too much of your time to fill it in. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again next Sunday with a brand new video. Take care.